Hello, my Italian food fanatics. Well, today we're going to make an authentic Italian carpaccio. Okay, this is the way they have it in the southern part of Italy, in Sicily. It's a tuna carpaccio. It's going to feature some capers, which, by the way, the best parts come from islands off the coast of Sicily. We're going to have some tomato concasse, a little bit of refinement in there as well, along with some mint, some parsley, and a mustard sauce with white wine vinegar, actually an Italian white wine vinegar. And let me tell you, it is going to be phenomenal. A little bit of salt and pepper on there, and we're going to go to town. But before we go into the kitchen and learn how to make it, please thumbs up, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and leave a comment down below. I appreciate the comments a lot, all right? So this is a perfect summer dish. It's a better appetizer than it is a main dish, but you can still have it as a main dish. Anyway, let's not waste any more time. Let's get in the kitchen and make this carpaccio. All right, let's get started. For our carpaccio, we're going to need tuna. We're going to need some mint, some parsley, some tomatoes that we're going to make tomato concasse out of. We'll need, obviously, a little bit of olive oil, white wine vinegar, some capers. We're going to use some mustard as well, and salt and pepper. And we got to first make the concasse, and then we'll shred the parsley and the mint, and I will come back. You don't need to know all of that stuff. You already know how to do it. If you need to learn how to make concasse, I will put a link to a video that I made. I'll be back. All right, I just wanted to show you. Here's our mint and our parsley made into chiffonade. Here is our tomato concasse, very, very finely diced. And now let's make the dressing for the tuna. We're going to take a little bit of mustard, about a teaspoon, and we'll also use a teaspoon of this white wine vinegar. It's Italian white wine vinegar. That's about right. It's a little thicker than normal. It's nice. Let's mix that up a little bit. And then we'll add in our olive oil. And of course, this is extra virgin olive oil. And that should do it. Mix it in really well. You don't want that streakiness to it, so it's going to take a little while for that to happen. I'll mix that up and I'll come back. All right, here we have our tuna, and this is the last thing that we're going to do before we actually put the dish together. This is block tuna. I purchased it from a Japanese grocery store where they specialize in sashimi grade tuna. Still, with that said, when you get the tuna home, you must wash it in cold water and dry it off. And the reason for that is because you don't know what kind of knife that was used on it. You don't know where the block tuna has been sitting prior to, and you want to wash off any and all anomalies that might be on there that you may not have seen, okay? Especially if you're going to keep it for more than a day. I suggest you don't do that, but if you are going to do it, you must wash it, and you should wash it before you eat it. So just wash it once. A lot of people say don't wash the tuna. That's not true. My very dear friend, Kei Nakamura, is a sushi chef here at Soragashi in Los Angeles, and he insists that the tuna must be washed prior to being sliced for service. So there you go, coming from somebody that was brought up in Japan from a very young age, was an apprentice, and is now a journeyman sushi chef. So I'm going to cut this and put it on the plate, and we'll be back. All right, what I've done is I took some plastic wrap, I put it over the plate, and I used this pounder to pound it down so that it all of these little spaces would disappear as much as possible. All right, but I didn't pound it down too much. Obviously, it's in the plate. We're going to push these together. So now we have a nice base for our dressing and accoutrement. I'll be right back. All right, we're ready to add our dressing. We're going to mix it up again. Just going to drizzle it. You don't want too much, you don't want too little. You just kind of want the right amount. I know that that's difficult to quantify, but you can see based on how I'm doing it, what I think personally is the right amount. For you, it may be more or it may be less. All right, next, the capers and the tomatoes. I'll be back. All right, we'll take our concasse and we'll do the same thing. You want to put it all over to give it a nice distribution. We don't want too much and we don't want too little. There we go. That's perfect. Now our capers. Of course, this adds a beautiful color to the dish and also flavor too. And remember, the capers have salt in them, so when we add salt in just a second, it's going to be less than what you would normally add. Let's get that little crummy caper out of there. Poor thing. There we go. All right, now our mint and parsley. Here's the mint. And parsley. Always making sure to clean the plate and make sure it looks nice after each addition. There we go. Now we're going to add some sea salt. This is Maldon salt, but very, very little. Okay. Too much salt and it's no good. And some pepper. Let's clean up the dish and we'll be ready to eat. Hello, my Italian food fanatics. Well, you saw me put it together, and here it is, the carpaccio with capers and white wine vinegar and mustard sauce, a little bit of tomato concasse in there with mint and parsley. Oh boy. Now, it's time to see if it's going to be any good. I don't know. You will never know with these things. Actually, I do know. I've already had it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made it for you. Let's see. Wow. That's fantastic. You know, the mint comes through immediately. The mustard next. The taste of the tuna is there. Of course, the capers. There's a little bit of salt in there, which is absolutely perfect. And of course, the pepper as well. This is one of those dishes that you have to try. And the reason why I decided to make it for you today is because summer's coming, and this is when the tuna runs. Now's the time to get tuna at the best possible price, and it's the freshest, all right? Oh, before I take another bite, please thumbs up, like, subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment down below. I would really appreciate that, all right? Now let's see, let's take another bite out of here. Wow. What a dish. What a dish. This could make an entree. However, I would think that an appetizer, as an appetizer, this would be perfect, absolutely perfect to share with somebody. Really, really good. Now, my best friend growing up was Japanese Hawaiian. One of my dearest friends is a sushi chef in Los Angeles. His name is Kei Nakamura. And believe it or not, the Japanese, they don't like the tuna very, very thin. They actually like thickish pieces. And so in this version of carpaccio that I made for you, I actually cut the tuna a little bit thicker than what you would normally do for carpaccio. So with that said, I used to, when I first started, I wanted it very, very thin. I thought it was more elegant that way, but I've changed my mind. So I sliced them a little bit thicker, and then we pounded them down a little bit. So you do what you want, but I'm of the school now, have the pieces just a little bit thicker so that you can actually taste the tuna. Because when it's too thin and there's too much stuff on it, you don't taste the fish at all. You're just tasting all of the accoutrement. Anyway, I'm going to finish this dish. Thank you very much for your subscriptions. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up button. Thanks for sharing and leaving a comment. I appreciate it. Wherever you are in the world, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.